Are you ready to start setting better goals? I got you covered. So if you're like me, you probably dealt with struggles when it comes to just setting goals in life. I mean, I've had issues setting goals when it comes to projects, setting goals when it comes to the personal things that I want to do in my life. Heck, even just setting goals on what videos I want to make. But there are ways to improve your goal setting skills. Hey, my name is Shannon Williams, and I'm the OCPD coach. Welcome to my channel. I hope you can find something that's useful for you in your life here. So I'm going to start off with one of the most common issues that I have when it comes to setting goals. A lot of times, I just really don't have a clear idea of what needs to be accomplished. In my head, everything becomes a priority. Every single element of a goal seems to share the same level of importance in my head. This is why actually writing down goals in some type of way, even if it's a digital task tracker, helps you out. I like to use Jira, as you probably heard me mention a few times, but there are a ton of other tools that you can use to track any types of goals that you have. Now, when I say goals, I can be talking about things that are related to health, finances, or even your job. Writing down the goals is a crucial step, but we need to get a better understanding of the level of importance of every single element of a goal. This is where the MVP versus the nice to haves comes into play. If you've been following my channel at all, you know that I've spent years as a software engineer in the tech world. In addition to this, I've been spending years and years at home, basically being my own project manager. One of the things that helped most when watching the very experienced and top of their craft TPMs manage their teams was when I found out how they actually define a goal or a task. So let's talk more about this. When I say MVP, I'm actually speaking about the minimum viable product. Wrap your head around this. The minimum viable product is the product that you get once you have all of the mandatory features inside of it. For instance, getting that MVP ready is where we want to spend majority of our energy. Anything beyond MVP is what we want to consider a nice to have. These are the bells and whistles, the features that make things look very pretty, or even sometimes the features that we want to have the most. It just is not the most crucial. Let me give you an example. Let's say I have a goal to clean the kitchen. I'll start by talking about what I would consider to be an MVP for this. A clean kitchen for me means all of the dishes are washed, the floors are swept and mopped, and the refrigerator is wiped down, and the sink is wiped down, and the countertop is wiped down. The nice to haves may include things like the refrigerator is cleaned out, all expired food has been discarded, all of the dishes have also been dried and stored away, the sink has been completely cleaned out, different things like that. I hope that they clearly demonstrated what it was like to take a goal and separate the nice to haves from the MVP. Now I'm gonna focus all of my energy on the MVP. If I finish the MVP, the task is technically complete. However, I can choose to do nice to haves all I want. I actually recommend that you give this a try at home. If you have different goals that you're trying to hit or different tasks that you want to do, and you just have a hard time understanding what makes it done, I actually have a resource for this down in the description below. Check it out. So another element that really helps you set better goals is defining SMART goals. Now, you probably heard this acronym before. SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, relevant or realistic, and then time-based. Only recently have I actually started defining my tasks and my goals in a SMART format so that every single element of the SMART acronym has been hit. Let me give you an example of a goal, and then I'm going to convert it to a SMART goal. The basic goal is create more YouTube content. That's such a general goal, but it's something that you might see on a New Year's resolution, or something that you just might desire to do in general. I'm going to show you how to take that goal, make it specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, and time-based. Watch this. Upload 2 10-minute YouTube videos to the OCPD Coach YouTube channel each month. That goal was very, very specific. I listed how many videos I wanted to do, and then also listed how long the video should be. It's measurable. I know I didn't hit the mark if I only upload 1 video, or if I only upload 2 videos that are 5 minutes apiece. I didn't hit the mark. For me, the goal is attainable, and it's also relevant. I made sure to include the OCPD Coaches YouTube channel specifically, so that I knew exactly what these videos were being created for. And last, it's time-based. I gave myself a month. So that means each month, I should be able to do this. As I mentioned with the MVP document, you can practice creating your own SMART goals by using the resource that I have in the description below. Now I want to talk about my third and final recommendation. Now, before I hop over to the third thing that can help you set better goals, I want to first of all thank you for watching this video. Second of all, I want to ask you to subscribe to this channel. I've actually been trying to do YouTube channels for a while now. This is the longest that I've been doing a YouTube channel consistently, and I've actually been seeing followers in an organic way that means so much to me. So I thank you for your support. If you enjoyed this video or you want to see additional content, make sure you subscribe and leave a comment and interact with me. I love interacting with folks, especially people who have OCPD or have OCPD traits, because a lot of times the synergy there is different. We can vibe and relate to things on a different level. So make sure you reach out. So my third and final recommendation to help you set better goals is what I like to call task chunking. There's a lot of different terminologies for this, but essentially it's taking a goal or task and breaking it into smaller chunks. That's it. So this is something that has been very, very useful for me having OCPD, because a lot of times I've gone in with the all or nothing mentality. I say, okay, I want to build my own version of GTA. And instead of me accurately breaking up all of the different tasks that are required for it, I might break up features. And the features might say, I need a navigation system, or I need a weapon system, or I need a transportation system. Whatever the feature is actually also needs to be broken down itself. So let's use an example. If it was the navigation system in this case, I would want a task for making the character be able to walk. I would create another task for making the character be able to enter vehicles. I make another task which would be dedicated to the player being able to jump. I have another task that's related to the player being able to switch up weapons in his inventory. All of these different things that I'm doing require their own task. Me having ADHD, I've also been really bad with this, because I see a feature as build navigation system and I'll say, oh, I can build that in a day. What it requires me to do though is hyper focus for long periods of time, to the point where it's just unhealthy. I'm not eating, I'm not sleeping, and I really don't feel like I made any progress when I'm done with the hyper focus. Instead, break these goals up, chunk them up as small as you possibly can, to the point where it's not overkill for you, but you do get that dopamine hit every time you can cross one of those little tasks off the list. I also wanted to give one more example since we did the SMART goals and it was related to uploading videos to YouTube. Here's how I would task chunk that out. I would have a task for defining/scripting video 1. I would do defining/scripting video 2. I would do record video 1. I would do record video 2. I would do edit video 1. I would do edit video 2. Now mind you, all of those are separate tasks right now. Then I have a final task, which would be uploading videos to YouTube. I put this as 1 because I could actually put 1 and 2 up at the same exact time, and it didn't need to have its own separate task. It's a quick hit. These are the types of things, and I also forgot, see, this is another thing with task chunking. I forgot about this one. But I will also need tasks for creating thumbnails. So I need to create a thumbnail for video 1 and create a thumbnail for video 2. Now you were able to see that we were able to go from that very, very basic goal of uploading more YouTube videos to a SMART goal of uploading 2 to 10 YouTube videos to the OCPD Coach channel every single month, and then break it down even further to all of those individual tasks that it would take to get there. If you don't believe me, try this out. Try it out for something small or something big, it doesn't matter, but try it out. And I'm telling you, you will start feeling like you are making more progress, especially if you are writing these things out and keeping track of. I always recommend Jira because it works for me at home and it works for me at work. Jira allows you to create sprints. So I typically work in a 2-week increment, and then you can define tasks even if you don't plan on working on them right now. So I have tasks planned for up to 2 years from now because I've just been creating different tasks inside of there. The other thing that's really cool is if you don't want to pull all of your work in at the same exact time, and you don't want them all just sitting in obscurity inside of Jira, you can create separate sprints for each one for future sprints. So I can plan 4 sprints from now, which is 8 weeks? I can plan 8 weeks from now, I can plan out work that I actually will plan on doing and have a vision of how long it might take me to do something. So that's something I've not only been doing for OCPD Coach, but I also do for my personal life. I'll have something in there like play Spider-Man 2 for 2 hours. Or another one I created today was get the measurements for the curtains in my son's bedroom. These are just some small examples of life things that you can actually put inside of there that will help you not only feel like you're in control of the different things you're doing in your career, but also you're in control of your life. I know exactly what I need to do. Another thing, I don't put things on there like meetings. However, what I will do is put work that's required to prep for the meeting or work that is required after the meeting. For instance, if I have a meeting, everything went great, it was amazing, but I need to send a follow-up email, I'll create a ticket in Jira and then say that I actually need to send a follow-up email and then give the details about the follow-up email. This also leads me to a final point that I want to add in here if it wasn't clear already. But each time you create a task or a goal, you want to have acceptance criteria in mind. So a SMART goal is basically just acceptance criteria. You're saying what is needed and when it's needed by, and it's very, very easy to understand what constitutes this task or goal is done. This is the same thing that I do for each individual task. If there is the task that I mentioned about following up in an email, the acceptance criteria in Jira that I will put in the description would say, email has been sent to client or desired recipient and includes information about blank, blank, blank. And that's my acceptance criteria. So if I happen to come across that ticket 2 sprints from now, I can go in and see exactly what is required and not miss any of the details in translation. So I hope that you all enjoyed this video. If you want to just get access to any of my resources, you can go to theocpdcoach.com/resources to get them all, download them, print them, do whatever you need. I'm also considering turning all of the resources into a book that you can get from the Amazon store. I think people will find value in being able to just purchase all of the templates at one time and use it as a workbook. So I've been considering it. I have a task for it. Bear with me. I want to make things as easy for you as possible. Final point is this. If you are someone who you've been struggling with different issues and maybe you're ready to take that next step in your life and get one-on-one coaching with me, feel free to go to theocpdcoach.com. If you go to the site, there's a button that you can click that takes you to the form. That form just gives me some background information on you and allows me to schedule a consultation call with you. In the consultation or discovery call, we're just gonna kick it. I'm gonna get to know you, get to know your struggles. You might come in with some issues that you've been dealing with or some goals that you have in mind, and we'll just collaborate to see what makes the most sense for you. So make sure you reach out and let's see if we can work together to help you hit those goals. If you don't have OCPD or any of these traits and you found the video useful, just share it. You never know who might come across that video and be able to make use of it. Again, I want to thank you for watching this video. I hope you all have a great one. Make sure you keep fighting for your life. Peace.